That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.
Let's go ahead and talk about Doctor Who, the Supremacy of the Cybermen. This is the 5-part series, which I was, of course, unable to get a hold of. Week to week, month to month, whatever. But now I have it. Is it any good? Nah. It's pretty typical. What more pisses me off about it than anything, though, you look at this cover. I should probably take it out of the sleeve. But, I mean, seriously, come on now. Look at that cover. We got 12th Doctor, the 10th Doctor, 11th Doctor, 9th Doctor, all just chilling on the cover. Looking pretty fucking epic. What kind of story do you think you're going to get? Especially when they set it up with all these little mini stories in the back of a bunch of issues with the Cybermen kidnapping other previous doctors. Maybe a Doctor Who crossover story where you have doctors on screen or on panel page together, talking with one another, interacting to solve the problem together. No. Nope. Just no. No doctor interaction. None whatsoever. Each of the doctors, 9, 10, 11, and 12, are dealing with the Cybermen in different ways. All of them are failing, except for 12 in the end. That's not what this cover... I don't know, comic book covers lie. But why would you even bother? Why would you bother doing a big doctor, like multi-doctor thing if you're not going to have the doctors on page together? The fuck? I can understand why you wouldn't do some shit like that in the show. It's hard to get the doctors together on screen, either because some of them are dead, the technology isn't quite there as far as the BBC's budget is concerned, or you want it to be special when you have the actors on screen. I totally understand not doing that in the show. That's what the comics are for. Why would you do something like this? That's stupid. It's just stupid. That's bad marketing. And then the story itself ends pretty basically. Okay, so spoilers for those whom, like myself, have not seen the latest season of Doctor Who. Apparently Rassilon is back. And the Doctor defeated him and yada, yada, yada. Or maybe that's what happened in the 12th Doctor comic. I don't fucking know. But in any case, this is a 12th Doctor story. Don't be fooled by any of the scenes with the other Doctors. This is through and through a 12th Doctor story. He's the one that does everything that saves the day. So anyway, the Doctor is on Gallifrey, and Rassilon has teamed up with the Cybermen to rule the universe. Or not rule the universe so much as remake it in his image. The Cybermen are bowing down to Rassilon. Would anyone like to guess whom or how this story is going to end? No guesses. Cybermen betray Rassilon at the very end, like every fucking Cybermen story where, yep, Joel got it in the comments. Cybermen betray Rassilon, just like every other fucking Doctor Who story with the Cybermen and like some kind of king or ruler ruler or whatever. They let him think he's in control until the very end when they betray his ass. That's all that happens. So we get like these other things that are going on. So each doctor is dealing with the Cybermen in different eras. Each doctor is dealing with the Cybermen in their own time period and different eras of history. And so they're each trying to beat them, but they're each failing in completely different ways. And it's only the 12th Doctor who's able to finally outsmart them and defeat the Cybermen, but ultimately they everyone forgets what happened. It's such a lazy way to get out of it. Just guys, it's the sound I make. Let me see here. Okay. There is one moment that makes at least one of the issues worth buying. And I was telling Joel about this. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so the 9th Doctor runs inside the TARDIS and they try to escape in it, but it blows up. And they get kind of like thrown across the room. And I like interior TARDIS stuff. I just really enjoy that. Everyone gets kind of blasted across the room. Well, this is another issue. This is why when I do trade talk, I like to actually have a trade. Oh, where's that? So, TARDIS blows up. Doctor's thrown across the room. Rose, Doctor! She's over 900 years old. She survived the Time War. She faced down the Armadas, traversed other universes, and Rose, you should have seen her on the Kessel Run. She was fantastic. Yay! The TARDIS was on the Kessel Run. I really appreciate that. That's a good-ass panel. That's just a really fun panel. Oh, yay. The Doctor talking about the TARDIS and the Kessel Run. Brilliant. But anyway, so the TARDIS blew up, and they notice that the walls start closing in, and they're like, it's shrinking. The engines are going critical. She's going to implode. She's going to what? Kaboom! She's folding in on herself to save the planet, collapsing to form a protective shell around the implosion. In other words, everyone out. I really like that. That's just fun. You know, a little clever writing for the TARDIS since it's infinite space. There are moments in here that I like, and then there are other things that I feel are completely out of character. The Doctor, the 10th Doctor in particular, agrees to lead an army of Centaurans. I'm sorry, that's not the Doctor, no matter what the situation is. And not only does he agree to it, it's essentially his idea. He seeks the Centaurans out in the hopes of, you know, using them as an army for him to fight the Cybermen. Because he's aware of the threat, even though he doesn't tell Gabby and Cindy. There's actually another Star Wars reference, but nothing half as good as the Kessel Run. So yeah, this isn't a particularly good series. It's not like overly bad. It's just incredibly predictable and very disappointing to have stuff with multiple Doctors and not have the Doctors interact. It's just foolish. So I was disappointed by that. Also, I don't like Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who costume anymore. The way they draw it looks terrible. Let's see here. What does he say? Like, how does he beat them? Will you fight No, I can't do it alone this time. I've tried that already and failed. I'm seeing memories I've never made, times that never existed. The Cybermen are rewriting history. I tried to change them, to become them, to destroy them. It was all to stop you interfering, shutting down time travel, keeping your other selves occupied with hopeless causes. And it almost worked until you had them plug me in and I could see it all happening at once. It's time for a different approach, working together. I became a warrior to fight in your war, Rassilon. I need you to become a doctor to fight in mine. Help me heal the universe. So, like, I like the way that he beats the Cybermen because they've been collecting regeneration energy to restart the universe and reshape it in their own image. And so the way that they're able to defeat the Cybermen is to use the regeneration energy of Time Lords to heal the universe. And that's how no one remembers what happened. I don't know. Overall, though, didn't care for this. It's not very well done. It's more just disappointing than anything. And that's about the worst it can be, honestly. Some of these Doctor Who comics are really hit and miss for me.
That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.